Today is a great, wonderful, amazing, incredible day, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not just a German day, but a German music day. Die Ärzte, Schrei, nach Liebe. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Let's go. First of all, the visuals already taking me out. They look like zombie men, and anytime I see children in a movie or like something, I think they're gonna. Is it bad that I think kids are scary? Kids are quite scary. Do you know what I mean? Like kids talk to spirits. This video is giving horror film so far, and it's only been 16 seconds. I've probably already got the theme for the song, haven't I? Is it like horror themed? By the way, stay tuned to the end because I'll be reading the lyrics so I understand the German, because I don't speak German, but I'll be able to translate it at the end, so stay tuned to the end. But this is just me getting a feel for the vibe, and at the moment I feel like it's a horror movie. So let's see. Do you know what the guitar sounds like? It sounds like Go Go Power Rangers. Go Go Power. I don't know if you guys had Power Rangers. Go Go Power Rangers. You mighty morphin Power Rangers. That's what it sounds like. Correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like that.
Du bist wirklich saudumm. Darum geht's dir gut. Hass ist deine Attitüde. Ständig kocht dein Blut. Alles muss man dir erklären, weil du wirklich gar nichts weißt. Höchstwahrscheinlich nicht einmal, was Attitüde heißt. Deine Gewalt ist nur ein stummer Schrei nach Liebe.
Okay, so they're in coffins. There's some guys with chainsaws coming to maybe destroy them in the coffin or do something to the coffins. Are they vampires? Are they just gonna rise with like fangs and like eat? Okay, my imagination is running wild. I think that's what's happening.
Liebe, deine Springerstiefel sehnen sich nach Zärtlichkeit. Du hast nie gelernt, dich zu artikulieren. Und deine Eltern hatten niemals für dich Zeit. Oh, oh, oh. Arschloch!
I don't know what's going on.
Warum hast du Angst vor Streicheln? Was soll all der Terz? Unterm Lorbeerkranz mit Eicheln. Weiß ich, schlägt dein Herz.
Why is there a kid underneath a coffin? I have no clue what is going on in this music video. It's crazy.
Romantik ist für dich nicht bloß graue Theorie. Zwischen Störkraft und den Onkels steht ne Kuschelrock-LP. Deine Gewalt ist nur ein stummer Schrei nach Liebe. Deine Springerstiefel sehnen sich nach Zärtlichkeit. Du hast nie gelernt, dich zu artikulieren. Und deine Eltern hatten niemals für dich Zeit. Oh, oh, oh. Arschloch! Weil du Problem.
This is such a cool song. I'm really engrossed in the storyline. I don't know what is happening here. I actually don't. I don't know if they're vampires, zombies. I don't know what is happening. They don't have any fangs, because I was looking at the teeth because I was expecting like some fangs to come out. Side note, the guy with the blonde hair has great teeth. Great teeth. I went to the dentist the other day and I've got a lot of work to do on my teeth. And I'm very scared. I'm getting a tooth removed, guys. I'm getting a tooth removed. I've never had a tooth removed before. I'm getting a molar removed at the hospital, and I'm terrified because they can't do it in the dentist because of the way my tooth is. So yeah, I'm a bit scared about that. But anyways, I'm just very like focused on people's teeth at the moment. Side note. But yeah, this video, this music video is crazy.
Hast die keinen interessieren, weil du Schiss vom Schmusen hast, bist du ein Faschist. Du musst deinen Selbsthass nicht auf andere projizieren, damit keiner merkt, was für ein lieber Kerl du bist.
Deine Gewalt ist nur ein stummer Schrei nach Liebe. Deine Springerstiefel sehnen sich nach Zärtlichkeit. Du hast nie gelernt, ich hab die Zukunft.
So are these guys coming to kill them and then they've cornered them and now they're like taunting them? What's gonna happen? I'm very confused. And there's kids with violins. Violins to me associates with death. Like you play a violin when someone's, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's gonna happen at the end.
Und deine Freundin, die hat niemals für dich Zeit. Oh, oh, oh. Arschloch, Arschloch, Arschloch.
It's like Benny playing the guitar. What the hell's going on? It's so weird. I don't know what's happening. But knowing this group, everything has 10,000 meanings, right? Multiple meanings. This for me, I can't decipher what's going on. It seems very surface level, but it's not. But if there's anything that I've learned from them is that nothing is what it seems, as it seems. So there has to be some meaning to this. So I'm very much looking forward to reading the lyrics and seeing if there's any like hidden messages within the lyrics. So let's see. Okay, so I found the lyrics. I've put them into, if you haven't been here before, guys, I've put them into AI to translate them into English. Once I've read them, figured out if there's some meaning to them in English, then I'm going to ask or prompt the AI to put it into a context for an English speaker so that it can kind of decipher the meaning of the message. Does that make sense? You'll see in a second. Let's read. Scream for Love is the name of the song. Oh, Scream for Love. Intro, Farin Ulab. I think that's one of the guys. Ah ha ha ha. Verse 1. You are really stupid. Maybe I am, because I don't know what's going on. You are really stupid. That's why you're doing well. Hate is your attitude. Your blood is constantly boiling. Everything has to be explained to you because you really don't know anything. Most likely not even what attitude means. All right. Okay. Hate is your attitude, your blood is boiling. Okay. Chorus. Your violence is just a silent scream for love. Let's talk about it. Let's unpack it. Let's unpack that one line, the first line of the chorus. Your violence is just a silent scream for love. That's very poignant. If you think about it, all violence and destruction in the world, I mean, it could probably lead back to a loveless life. A lot of people that are unhappy, very angry, very violent, are people that either they, in the past, had a life without love, or currently in the present they have a life without love, and that's the reason why they're so angry and angsty. What do you think? I think love and anger really they're related. They're brothers and sisters. I do believe that. Anyways, your violence is just a silent scream for love. Your boots long for tenderness. You never learned to articulate yourself, and your parents never had time for you. Whoa. Oh ho ho, asshole. Wow, that's how would I put this? They're reading you. Reading someone is, in gay terms, it means telling you about yourself. Reading your life, telling you about yourself, basically. He's saying that whoever they're talking about, they're saying that they had a loveless life, and that's why you're an asshole, basically. Anyways, verse 2. Why are you afraid of cuddling? Wow. What's with all the fuss? Under the laurel wreath with acorns, I know your heart beats. And romance for you isn't just grey theory. Between Starcraft and the Uncles, I don't know who that is, there's a Kuschel Rock LP, Cuddle Rock LP. These are all references in Germany, I don't know, but this is why I'm going to ask ChatGPT, Gemini, for context after. Chorus, your violence is just a silent scream for love. Your boots long for tenderness, you never learn to articulate yourself, and your parents never had time for you. Oh ho ho, asshole. Because you have problems that nobody cares about. This is the bridge. Because you're scared of cuddling, you're a fascist. You don't have to project your self-hatred onto others. Wow. So that no one notices what a sweet guy you are. Wow. This sounds like it's talking about like toxic masculinity. Are you getting this from the... I'm getting toxic masculinity from this. This is before its time. This is before its time. What do you think, guys? Wait a minute. Just read that one. Let me read that again. Because you have problems that nobody cares about. Because you're scared of cuddling, you're a fascist. You don't have to project your self-hatred onto others so that no one notices what a sweet guy you are. Do you know what I mean? Your violence is just a silent scream for love. Your boots long for tenderness. You never learn to articulate yourself, and your girlfriend, she never had time for you. They hate this person or these people, whoever they're talking about. Let's get context because there's a lot of reading going on. Let's ask Gemini. Can you put these lyrics into context for an English native speaker, and can you explain the deeper meaning of the lyrics? Thanks, because I always say thank you to AI because one day they might take over the world. Let's go. Please excuse the error. You didn't say anything bad. I will now provide the context and deeper. Oh, so polite. Please excuse the error. You see? More polite than people. I will now provide the context and deeper meaning of the lyrics of Schrei, nach, Liebe. Context and deeper meaning. It's a highly significant song in German popular culture. Is it really? Is it really popular? Okay. Particularly for its direct and unapologetic stance, I get that, against right-wing extremism and neo-Nazism. Aha! Right, which, you know, they all have toxic masculinity anyways. To understand its context and deeper meaning for an English native speaker, let's break it down. Imagine a popular, witty, and slightly rebellious rock band in your country. Okay. Known for their satirical lyrics and a willingness to tackle social issues. Now imagine them releasing a song that directly confronts the issue of racism and fascism in a very blunt yet insightful way. Lovely. So maybe it's very intentional that the young girls, one's a black girl and one's a white girl, or one's a white child and one's a black child. Because maybe that's also the... it's a hidden message in fact that children are innocent, right? children are innocent. I always think about this with racism. Racism is really weird because children, you put a black child and you put a white child in a playpen. You give them some toys, you give some cars, whatever, give them some dolls, and those children will play with each other. And there will never be a thought in their mind, oh, but that child has got brown skin, that child's black, and I'm white. There's not a thought of that. Racism it's a learned behavior. All of it's learned behavior. Hatred is learned. So yeah. Anyways, I digress. Let's go back. Okay. Release era. The song was released in 1993. So basically, what I said about the kids, sorry, I cut that short. The kids, I feel like, was a hidden message to show that kids are innocent, and you've got a black child and a white child, and they're together, and they're the same, basically, and kindness and love. And when they were cleaning the paint off the guys' faces, it's symbolic, isn't it? It's very symbolic. I don't know. Anyways, release era. The song was released in 1993, appeared when Germany was grappling with a surge in xenophobia, really, and right-wing violence following reunification. Wow. So there was a lot of xenophobia between the East and the West, right? Okay. And right-wing violence. Okay. There were numerous attacks on immigrants and asylum seekers. Can I ask you a question, guys? Because I don't know a lot about Germany in that sense, especially from that time. In East Germany, the east side of Germany, I think it's east side of Germany, were there more people of colour and immigrants on that side of Germany compared to the, would you say, is it the communist side of Germany? I'm guessing they were more homogenous. So when the reunification happened, was it kind of like a bit of a shock to the system, a bit of friction, a bit of pushback with being a part of a Germany that was more multicultural, more kind of Western and more kind of liberal, maybe in their stance? Like, was there a lot of that back in the 90s? Let me know in the comment section. It's like, wow. Anyways, there were numerous attacks on immigrants and asylum seekers, and neo-Nazi groups were becoming more visible. The song was a direct response to the social climate. Wow. They are known for their clever wordplay, irony, and often humorous. I know this because I've watched some other videos, and yeah. Target audience. The song's target audience was just fans of the band, but anyone in German society who might be successful to or complicit in right-wing ideologies, particularly younger individuals often drawn to the aesthetic of neo-Nazism, yeah? Because that's that rebellious, I can imagine it was a cool thing to be part of a neo-Nazi group. Right, deeper meaning of lyrics. Sorry guys, I'm getting there. The song's genius lies in its psychological deconstruction of the motivations behind right-wing extremism. Okay. Instead of simply condemning, it attempts to explain why someone might adopt such hateful ideologies, ultimately portraying it as a symptom of deeper personal issues. Toxic masculinity, among other things. I'm going to try with that. You are really stupid, that's why you're doing well. This opening immediately sets a condescending yet tragically true tone. It suggests that ignorance and a lack of critical thinking allow one to comfortably embrace simplistic, hateful ideologies. Right. The doing well is ironic, implying a false sense of security or power derived from their ignorance. Hate is your attitude, your blood is constantly boiling. This describes the outward manifestation of the extremist. Constant anger and aggression. It's true. Constant anger and aggression. Misplaced as well. Okay. Because often, I find it quite interesting is that we tend to fight amongst ourselves in society. And I feel like it's set up that way. We're constantly arguing with one another. So you have immigrants immigrants are the problem, and native people of the country are hard done by, and it's the immigrants' fault because they've come in and taken our jobs and they've overrun and all this type of stuff. But rarely, and it's amazing, rarely do we look upwards. Rarely we look at like the powers that be, the people that run society, the people with the power, the people with the money. Rarely do we pay attention to what's going on above. We always look at our neighbours. Sometimes, a lot of the times, people in the same positions as us, people going through the same hardship, sometimes even more hardship, and we point fingers at they're the problem. So it is a lack of critical thinking. It is a lack of, it's ignorance. It's, yeah. Anyways, okay. But suggesting a fundamental lack of understanding, not just of complex societal issues, but even of basic concepts. It's a jab at the intellectual void often associated with such extreme views. I couldn't agree more. That's what I was just saying. This is the core thesis of the song and its more famous line. It reframes aggressive, hateful behavior not as strength, but as a desperate, unarticulate plea for affection, acceptance and belonging. It suggests that the aggression is a cover for deep-seated emotional deprivation. Absolutely. Because a lot of the times, even not affection, but attention, yeah, a lot of the times it's attention. It's like people in society that feel disenfranchised, a lot of times they feel like they're not seen, they're not heard. This is why we're getting a rise of young men really pushing back and being really right-wing, like your Andrew Tates and all that type, looking to them as the people that are like, for my rights. They're fighting for me as a straight white male or just a straight male, because at the moment there's a lot of pushback from women, maybe LGBT, and other people in society, people with disabilities, pushing back and saying that, you know, straight white men have privilege, etc., etc., etc. So then what happens is when this group, because it is a group, you know, straight white male, that is a group of people, when they feel like they're not getting love and attention and they're not getting their needs met, like, oh yeah, I'm a straight white man, but like, I've had to struggle my whole life. I have to fend for my family. I have to go to work and I have to put on a brave face. I can't show emotion. All this stuff, that lack of love, that lack of care from society, is also a form of a lack of love, a lack of emotion, a lack of care towards them. It is a cry out for help. And that's why people get drawn to extremist ideologies. Even straight white men. Do you know what I mean? Sorry if I'm going off on a tangent, but I'm just like, oh, this is really interesting. Okay. Because I really agree that that's why hateful behavior, that's how it manifests, that anger, that angst. It's a cry out for help. It's like, yeah, anyways. And that goes for both sides. Far left as well. Oh, absolutely the far left. Absolutely the far left. The extremist far left. And the far right. So let's not, you know, any extreme behavior on either side, it's exactly the same. It's a cry out for help, cry out for emotion and love. Anyways, let's go on to the next bit. It says, your combat boots long for tenderness. This line is particularly poignant. Combat boots are a symbol of toughness, aggression, and often right-wing extremist groups. By personifying them as longing for tenderness, the lyrics create a stark and almost absurd contrast, highlighting the inner conflict and emotional need beneath the tougher exterior. It's a powerful image that humanizes the aggressor in a surprising way, not to excuse their actions, but to understand their psychological roots. Ooh, yeah. Wow. All that in your combat boots long for tenderness. Wow. I don't even need to unpack that, because Gemini's unpack that, like, literally. They need love. Okay, next bit. You never learn to articulate yourself and your parents never had time for you. That cuts deep. I was saying it cuts deep. That cuts deep, but it's the truth. A lot of these people as well, It stems from childhood. It stems from not having that love and that care from a parent. Sometimes you only had one parent, didn't have time for you. They were going to work. When you were going through things as a child, when you were, you were lacking that, and that can push you to extreme ideologies and extreme movements because you're crying out, look at me, see me, I'm here, pay attention. Why are you not paying attention to me? That's what it is. This is so good. This is so good. Anyways, this points to a dysfunctional upbringing and a lack of emotional development. The inability to articulate oneself leads to expressing emotions through destructive means. Violence. Rather than healthy communication, the neglect from parents is presented as a root cause of this emotional stuntedness. This is insane. This is such a good song. Guys, wow. I need to see an interview with it's a group of guys, this group. Their ability to really put in art, make art that really unpacks society and really looks at society in a certain way. They're amazing. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of I feel like it's before its time, but I guess there have been people that have been trying to unpack this for a very long time. Anyways, how much more we've got? Let's keep going. This outburst repeated throughout the song serves multiple purposes. This oh ho asshole. It's a raw, angry condemnation of the behavior, preventing the song from being perceived as overly sympathetic or excusing the actions. It also provides a release for the listener's own frustration and anger at such intolerance. Wow. Yeah. Because I get it, because they could have continued to be like, oh, why are they like this? And kind of like, oh, it's because they didn't get love and it's because they didn't get tenderness and the reason. But they were like, no. We're going to unpack why, but they're still a fucking asshole. They're still deplorable. They're still disgusting. They're still despicable. But there's a reason for this, and we're gonna unpack this, and we're gonna dissect this. That's what they do. That's what they're doing in this song. Sick. Why are you afraid of cuddling? What's with all the fuss? These lines directly challenge the perceived masculinity and toughness of the extremists, suggesting a fear of intimacy and a vulnerability. Beautiful form of empathy is beautiful because they're showing empathy. Even though these people are doing horrible things and have done horrible things, to show empathy is to really look at them like, you know, all you guys need is love, really. And I feel sorry for you. That's what they're saying. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry that you didn't have love growing up. I feel, you know. And I don't think it's feeling sorry for them now. It's like, I feel sorry for the child you were. Because everyone has an inner child. This sounds all like, okay. But everyone has an inner child. And it's more an empathy for them as a young person. Because that's where it starts. I don't think they have empathy for the adult. The adult that's doing all this heinous stuff and all this bad stuff and being a neo-Nazi and spewing all this racism, they don't have love or empathy for that person. They have love and empathy for the child they were, because that child is the child that got neglected. That's the child that wasn't heard. That's the young person that wasn't heard. That's how I unpack it. That's what I feel like. The cuddling part. Does that make sense? Anyways. I know your heart beats. Under the laurel wreath with under the laurel wreath with acorns. The wreath with acorns, spiky. I know your heart beats. Underneath that, I know that your heart beats. The laurel wreath is often a symbol of victory, honor, and even classical and sometimes problematic nationalistic imagery. Acorns might hint at a rough, natural, perhaps even Germanic symbolism, sometimes appropriated by extremists. The line suggests that despite the facade of strength and ideology, there's a human heart underneath. Yeah, capable of feeling. Wow, there's so much. Oh, we're nearly done. I don't want it to be too long, guys. If you're still here, wow, thanks for staying around while I'm just unpacking this. This is going to be a longer video than I expected. And romance for you is not just a grey theory. Between Stalkcraft and Onyx, this is the bit I didn't understand because I don't know the references. This is a brilliant and highly ironic line for German listeners. Okay, you guys understand. Stalkcraft and Bose Uncles were two bands, especially Stalkcraft, that were, I'm probably saying their name wrong, that were at different times associated with the far right or had a problematic following. Kuschelrock, literally cuddle rock, is a popular series of soft rock ballad compilation albums in Germany. Oh, okay. The humor here is that even the toughest, most hateful individual, despite their public persona and musical preferences, might secretly harbor a desire for cuddle rock. Okay. Tenderness and softness. It underscores the hypocrisy and the hidden lodging for normalcy and connection. Wow. Under every hard exterior is a child crying out for help. It's true. A softie. Because you have problems that nobody cares about. This goes back to what I was talking about, you know, like white straight males in society today. And if you're a white straight male, I'm talking to you. It's true. White straight males in society, in Western society, are the most overlooked. It's coming from me. We don't see your problems. We don't see your issues. We don't even, as a society, care, because we feel that white straight men are the ones that run society in the West. They're the ones that are in power. There are prime ministers. There are people in the Houses of Commons, the people in higher power positions. So we don't see that white straight males in society also have issues and also need love and care and tenderness and attention, and they're overlooked. And this is that line: because you have problems that nobody cares about, because you're scared of cuddling and you're a fascist. This bridge directly links personal insecurities and the fear of intimacy to the adoption of a fascist ideology. It asserts that fascism is not born of strength or conviction, but of weakness and fear. The problems that nobody cares about, again, points to a sense of neglect and isolation that can fester into hatred. And that's what I mean. That's what a lot of white straight males in society get pushed into fascism. This is why people like Andrew Tate are young white straight males are looking to him and being like, oh, he's a god. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be like. Because why? They're struggling. They're struggling, and nobody cares. Anyways, last part. We're nearly done, guys. If you're still here, great. We're nearly done. Thanks for amusing me. You don't have to project your self-hatred onto others so that no one notices what a sweet guy you are. And when they say what a sweet guy you are, it doesn't mean you're a nice guy. What they mean by that, so that no one notices what a sweet guy you are, is so that nobody, in other words, nobody notices that you're vulnerable. No one notices your vulnerability with that tough exterior. So you don't have to project this self-hatred onto others. Anyways, this is the ultimate psychological interpretation. It suggests that the hatred directed outwards, racism, violence, is actually a projection of intense self-hatred. Ooh. The extremist attacks others to distract The extremist attacks others to distract from their own internal pain and to hide their true vulnerable self. What a sweet guy you are. Again, deeply ironic, but highlighting the potential for humanity. In essence, Schrei, nach, Liebe, if I said that correctly, is a powerful and enduring anti-fascist anthem because it goes beyond more condemnation, which is easy to do just to condemn people. It goes beyond that. It uses psychological insight, irony, and raw emotion to dissect the roots of hateful ideologies, portraying them as a sign of strength, but as a pathetic, that's a good word. Pathetic and tragic. Great. Wow. AI used some good words. Pathetic and tragic symptom of unaddressed personal pain, emotional immaturity, and a desperate, misdirect scream for love. I'm definitely going to do this more often. it's so much fun. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. Wow. What an amazing band. Jeez, so beyond their time. I mean, I guess it's because we're talking about this now in, it's very much en vogue. It's very much like what the young people and just people in general are speaking about nowadays. But they were doing this in music when society wasn't talking about this. Wow. I'm very impressed. That's all I'm saying. That's all I've got to say. I'm very, very impressed by this song. What an incredible song, an important song, and an important conversation that needs to be had. Why do people turn to fascism? Why do people turn to extremism? Why is that? What is that? Well, this kind of unpacks it, I think. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I didn't think it was going to get so deep, but then again, I should know that it would get deeper, this band. Have a great day. Until the next one, I will see you very soon.